If you can create from wholeness instead of separation or lack, you can produce greater effects on the nature of reality.
By placing into your imagination what you want and assuming the feeling of that wish as already fulfilled, you go through your life feeling that. When enough of us do that, we will transform this planet. I'm telling you, it can be done.
The vibration that the mind and body are in is going to dictate what you attract.
Want to be happy? Build a life, not just a business. Hey, it's Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know you've got something more inside you too. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something.
So today, let's live your best belief life and learn how you can manifest what you want out of life. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Create from wholeness with Dr. Joe Dispenza.
It's science that demystifies the mystical. And if you can combine a little quantum physics with a little neuroscience, with neuroendocrinology, with psychoneuroimmunology, the mind-body connection, epigenetics, all of those sciences point the finger at possibility. And if you talk about religion, if you talk about culture, if you talk about tradition, even spirituality, I noticed that you divide an audience. But science, in a sense, creates community. So people come for all kinds of reasons. And what I've learned in the last year or so is that what people really want is wholeness. Because when we want something, we're in separation or in lack, right? And so when we started experimenting with doing different scientific measurements, one of the things we started to notice is that when a person somehow connects to something greater, and that has a influence on their nervous system, the side effect is that they feel so whole, so rejuvenated in that moment, so blessed by life in that moment from an inner experience that it's impossible for them to want. I mean, how can you want when you feel whole, right? And so when we started looking at heart coherence and we saw this tremendous changes in people's ability to be able to sustain a state of mind, a feeling in their heart for an extended period of time. We have data to show you could be sick and do that. You could be a vegetarian and do that. You could be a carnivore and do that. You could be rich, you could be poor. And it doesn't, if you're skinny, overweight, doesn't matter. Once you learn that skill of self-regulation and being able to experience a greater level of wholeness, that if you can create from wholeness instead of separation or lack, you can produce greater effects on the nature of reality. So we came from singularity, and when you're oneness or when you're source, there's no separation between cause and effect. Your thoughts create experiences when you're in oneness. We journey down the density, and now we're really separate from source. And so what happens between cause and effect is called time. So we're here now to prove to ourselves that the divine lives in us. So why not practice shortening time or the interval between cause, the thought, and the effect, the experience? And when you start seeing something appear in your life as a result of you at cause, you start getting more kind, more caring, more loving, more conscious, more present, because you feel more whole.
Rule number 2, choose your frequency with Bob Proctor.
There's a primary law called the law of vibration. The law of vibration decrees that everything in this universe moves, nothing rests. The body in a coffin is moving. You're probably thinking this guy's smoking something. Listen, if the body in a coffin wasn't moving, how would it ever change to dust? It's always moving. It's always vibrating. Everything vibrates. We live in an ocean of motion. Take a microscope and look at a solid wall. It's not solid. It only appears to be solid. A perception problem there. You'll see the wall moving right in front of your eyes. There's a particle of energy and they're dancing right before your eyes. That's the law of vibration. The law of vibration decrees everything moves, nothing rests. We literally live in an ocean of motion. Now, this physical instrument we're living in, we call our body, is a molecular structure, and it's in a very high speed of vibration. Our brain is an electronic switching station. When we activate brain cells, we alter the vibration in different parts of the body. I could not move my hand up and down or my arm up and down without first giving a message to my brain to do that. Well, the brain activates cells in the body. It sets up a vibration in the body. The vibration that the mind and body are in is going to dictate what you attract. Because when you put yourself in a vibration, what you're really doing is put yourself on a specific frequency. That's what you do when you set a goal. Most people set a goal and then wait for it to happen. It's never going to happen. You've got to assume that it's already happened. You've got a picture of it in your mind. Mentally, it's already happened. It's happened because I've got the idea in my conscious mind. If I didn't have the idea in my conscious mind, I couldn't talk to you about it. The very fact I can talk to you about it means that I've already got it. Then I've got to get emotionally involved in it. I'm already emotionally involved in the goal that I've got. I've got it intellectually, I've got it emotionally. It's only a period of time till it moves into form. How does it move into form? Well, you attract whatever's required for it to move into form. You attract all the energy that's necessary to produce the physical result. How do you do that? You do that by intellectually and emotionally staying in the vibration of the good that you desire. You see it already in the present tense. So that keeps you on the frequency, and that frequency then dictates what you're going to attract. You can only attract to you what's in harmonious vibration with you. Now, if you're holding an image that you can't get something, you're on a vibration, you're not going to get it. But if you can see yourself with it, you know it's coming to you. You know it. You know it's only a period of time. You're not quite sure what the time is, but you know it's a period of time, and bang, that thing's going to manifest in your life. You have controlled the vibration that you're in. The vibration then, called the frequency, you put yourself on the frequency that you desire is on. Let's suppose I want to have a lot of money. We were just talking about money. Now this is a lot of money relative to, let's say, this. There's 100, here's 10 or 100 100. So one's a lot relative to the other. Neither one is a lot, it just is. If I want to attract a lot of money, I got to see myself with a lot of money. I got to mentally accept I've already got it. I don't let my bank account dictate that. I choose that. So I'm choosing myself to see myself with the good I already desire. I'm on that frequency. Now the trick is to stay on that frequency. Most people look at the results and they let the results dictate the frequency they're on. That's why they keep getting the same results. They have the image in their mind, they're already reached the goal they want, they're already successful, and somebody else comes along and says, well, you haven't got those results. In my mind, I have, but they're not looking in my mind, they're looking at my present results. And then pretty soon I start listening to them, I think, God, they're right. I look at my results, I haven't got it. Do you see why we keep getting this poor results? You've got to see yourself with the good you desire. You've got to hold that image in your mind. You've got to know it's going to come, and that will attract everything that's necessary. See, nothing is created or destroyed. Everything's already here. If not in one frequency, certainly in another, or not in one state, certainly in another. We've got to get on the frequency of the good that we desire.
Rule number 3, place it in your imagination with Dr. Wayne Dyer.
The basic thing that Neville taught me, and a lot of this is from the teachings of Neville, Neville Goddard, who died in the 1970s. He basically said that all of us have within us this amazing capacity to manifest and attract anything that we want into our life. So how we call it, what words that we use, we have to be able to say, in The Secret they say you get what you want, and what is missing. And what Neville said, and what has come to me, and what I got from the I Am discourses, and what I get from the New Testament, which I read before I did this, is that you say, I will attract into my life what I am, not what I want. And I am capable of attracting all things that the source is capable of attracting. So that's the difference. It's like you get what you are rather than what you want. So you want to become, you can't go around and ask these divine beings, angels, whatever you want to call them.
Who are right here all the time.
Always. You can't ask them to help me out. You have to become like they are. That when you become angelic, when you become a divine being yourself, when you are giving, when you are serving, when you are in that place, they will come to you. That's what happened to you in India. Mm-hmm. You then begin to see yourself in everything. That's what the Tao Te Ching teaches as well. Yes. They call it your original nature. Your original nature is reverence for all of life, gentleness, kindness, and service towards others. That's Lao Tzu, 500 years before the birth of Christ, saying that's our original nature.
Yes.
Reverence for all of life, gentleness, kindness, service towards others, giving, offering, serving. And when you get to that place where you no longer have any judgment within you towards any of God's children, that means no condemnation, no criticism, no judgment towards anyone, even the Osama bin Laden. And if enough of us get this message, Oprah,
Yes.
if enough of us get it, and that's just what my mission is just to teach people that you are love. You are divine. Put that into your imagination. I am well. I am happy. I am content. I am fulfilled. Even if your senses tell you that you're depressed. One of your people that called me when we did a pre-interview on here said, well, if I'm feeling depressed, I'm supposed to fool myself and say I am feeling well, even
You
if I'm
can
depressed.
choose another thought. That's what I've learned.
Absolutely. And it's like you don't say I am depressed, because if you say I am depressed, you connect with depression, and the universal source, God, whatever you want to call it, will align in such a way to offer you whatever it is.
More
that you
depression.
Yeah, here's some more depression. I am unhappy. I am depressed. So by placing into your imagination what you want and assuming the feeling of that wish as already fulfilled, you go through your life feeling that. When enough of us do that, we will transform this planet. I'm telling you, it can be done.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. Rule number 4, have a vision with Marisa Peers.
80% of people who use a vision book or a vision board say, it changed me. I've told you about my vision board. I had it above my bed. I wanted to get married. I wanted to go to Africa. And here's a picture of my wedding. It was such a load. Here's a picture of me in Africa holding a lion. That had been raised from a cub with a family, and it lived there, and it was amazing. But I made these come true. I had that vision in my mind. I held that vision. I'm getting married. I'm going on safari. And you're never given a vision without an idea of making it real, because what you want wants you. What you are moving towards is moving towards you. If you have a vision or a dream or a wish inside you, get it out of you. Put it on paper, look at it, touch it, read it, then you are making it real. When you can look at your vision, write all over your vision, write on it, change it, mix it up. It's not a dream. You're making it real. Your potential expands as you move towards it. This will expand your potential. When you move your mind to a new dimension, it never moves back. Never write, I wish, I dream. Write, I am, I do, I can, I will, I always. I always exercise. I can fit exercise into my life. I am a fit person. I always pick healthy food. I can find healthy food wherever I go. I'm the kind of person that makes eating well a master priority. I can, I do, I am, I always. Inspire your mind. Turn it on with exciting words. Turn it on with exciting images. So here's a vision folder. The other thing about this vision book is it makes you accountable. As you look every day at the pictures of someone doing yoga or eating fruit, you think, well, I better stop looking at that and start doing it every day. As you look at pictures of somebody working from home, socializing, looking after their body, horse riding, hiking, making salads, as you look at it enough, you become inspired to take action. It motivates you, it inspires you, it fills up your mind with what you want, and it fills you up with a desire, a passion. It motivates you, conditions you, programs you, compels you to go after what you want. It holds you accountable, and it's so easy. So don't make it perfect.
Rule number 5, meet the vibration with Oprah Winfrey.
I am a powerful manifester. You have to meet the vibration. You can't be above or below it. It's just what I was talking about, negative energy, positive energy. In order to draw the thing to you that you want to come, you can't want it so much that you fear that you won't get it. You have to want it. So in order for me to be on your vision board, you must have put it there and then you let it go.
Yes.
And then you weren't thinking about it every day. Because you can't, it doesn't come to you that way. You have to do it, and then you have to put it, and then you have to meet that vibration. You have to prepare yourself to be there and ready when it shows up. And you were, Jaleesa, you were there.
Rule number 6, be grateful with Lewis Howes.
If you're caught in thinking negatively about the world and about yourself, this is so important. What would change inside of you if you looked around and you wrote down 5 things that you're grateful for about the world? Now, this, for me, is part of the secret to the law of attraction. It's the foundation is gratitude. It's your way of being must be grateful in order to attract new things. There's so many things in my life that I should not have attracted because I didn't have the skills, because I didn't have the tools, because I didn't have the education, because I didn't have the money, because I didn't have the resources. So many things that I shouldn't have attracted, but because I had the foundation of gratitude, passion, joy, curiosity, those things started to come to me, and they can come to you as well if you come from that place of gratitude as your foundation. So you want to think about, what are these things that are important to me in my life? You know, it can be simple things. It could be like this cup of coffee that I have right now. It can be that I have a roof over my head, that I've got quality friends, that I'm healthy, you know, that I'm walking in nature today. It doesn't have to be some grandiose thing that's happened to you to be grateful for. I'm so grateful for these little present moments with people that I care about, to spend an hour on the beach, to go for a walk with a friend, to have a good conversation with someone and talk about something that I'm going through. For me, that's just as meaningful. The moments in between the big moments are just as meaningful. So write down these things or think about these things. This is something I embed in my daily life. When I wake up, I think about what I'm grateful for. When I go to sleep, I think about and reflect on the things I'm grateful for from that day. And it's just my way of being for as much as I can. Now, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, and there's some times I'm negative, but it's something that I try to really focus on as much as possible. So instead of saying that you're not enough, that you don't deserve success, what if you looked in the mirror on a daily basis? I dare you to look in the mirror on a daily basis and say, I am enough, and I do deserve the results that I want to create in my life because I show up, because I'm consistent, because I work hard, because I care about my work. If you looked in the mirror and you did this consistently for 30 days and you actually use the word action in attraction and you put it into practice on a daily basis towards that growth, I'd be amazed to see what you attract and what you manifest in your life.
And rule number 7, the last one before some very special bonus clips, is be clear with Gabby Bernstein.
Manifesting is acquiring the experience of what it is that you want to feel and being and living and believing in that experience, and then allowing that experience to come into form. Sometimes we manifest things far beyond our wildest dreams. So sometimes if we have a vision of something, it happens in a far greater way. So we want to stay open. So we can say, I want that MacBook Air, but maybe we get that MacBook Air that's a little bit bigger than we thought. You know? Or maybe it comes with an extra little gift. But allowing ourselves to be open, this or something more. Manifesting is very creative. It is the process of using your power energy and being in that presence of your high-powered energy and allowing that energy to co-create with the energy that's around you. So you're vibrating at a high frequency. I'm vibrating at a high frequency. Girl. We've done a lot of work. We've cleaned up a lot of our own crap. We believe in ourselves today. And that energy of believing in ourselves has attracted us together today and brought us into this space where we together are co-creating and teaching. If I hadn't cleaned up my side of the street, and if I didn't believe in myself the way I do, I would never have manifested being on Marie TV. Miracles occur naturally, and when they're not occurring, something has gone wrong.
That's interesting.
It's a good one, right? So what happens is that synchronicity, that flow, that effortless action, that just sort of allowing, oh, I was thinking about that and it just showed up. That's how life is supposed to be. We get in the way. Our negative belief systems, our fears, our anxiety, our anger towards the past, that future tripping and projecting, all of that energy gets in the way of allowing all of the miracles to occur naturally. The first step of manifestation is to get very, very clear And if we're not clear about what we desire, then we can call in some really funky stuff. You must be clear, because if you are unclear, you'll start to call in some things that are not really what you want.
Yeah.
You'll be confused. The other piece is that once you're clear, you can also then get clear about all of the ways that you don't believe, all of the limiting beliefs, all of the negativity that might be blocking you.
Most people never manifest their ideas because you don't trust your ideas. That bold idea that came to you, that made sense to you in the moment, the next day feels too bold, too crazy, too insane, too not for someone like you. I believe that the decisions that come to you when you're feeling bold are actually the right ones for you, and you have to take immediate action on, because otherwise your head gets in the way and talks you down from doing the things that you should be doing. So right now I'm in the process of looking for a creative director for my business, someone to look at all my content, suggest ways to make it better, to be focused on the branding and opportunities for me. And this was a suggestion from Mark Drager, friend of the channel, a longtime personal friend of mine as well. He helped film my very first video. He's the reason why I did Top 10 Moves to Success. Long story with Mark, and he said, Evan, you need a creative director for your business. Creative director or brand manager or CEO, somebody to be in charge of all the creative decisions and getting me out on the stages that I need to be out on. So how do we make these videos better? That's that person's role. And so in my head, when he first said it, I'm a little afraid. I'm scared, like, oh, how do I find this person? I need to vibe well with them. I can't just bring anybody into that role. I'm a pretty weird duck, and so this has to be a good, long-term fit for me. How much is this person gonna cost? How do I fit into my cost structure right now with my business? How are we gonna deal with conflict? So it's all of the negativity, all of the things that are reasons why it's not gonna work. And so instead I need to focus on, this is a bold idea, and I need to at least explore it. I need to try it, I need to play it out. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But teaching myself that I do bold things, I do scary things, I do difficult things. And being scared is not a good enough reason for not to take action. And so those ideas that come to you, trust that they came to you for a reason. If it came to you and you're thinking about it and you feel bold, like, man, I would love to go off and do that. The best thing you can do is just start going off and doing that. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna plan. You're gonna spend all your best energies just stuck in planning mode. Instead of actually going out and taking action, you're gonna tell your friends about it. They're gonna tell you it's a stupid idea. You're gonna sleep on it. You're gonna wake up and tell yourself it's a stupid idea. And then what happens is no momentum. The biggest thing that is missing from your life is momentum. Nina's happy. Nina's smiling. She's next to me filming. That's all that's missing. You're a genius. You have great ideas. Genius, amazing ideas. You're just missing momentum. Because once you get the idea, you sit on it, and then you tell yourself why you can't do it instead of going off and proving to yourself that you can. So how do you find the ideas, and then how do you take action on them? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process. Step number 1 is go for a walk, have a shower, do whatever the thing is that makes you feel energized, creative, and in the zone. Right? If you're constantly just in front of your phone and stressed out all day long, you're not gonna come up with creative ideas. So where do you get creative ideas? I get creative ideas when I'm driving. I get creative ideas when I'm in the shower. I get creative ideas when I'm walking. I don't really meditate, so I don't get ideas when I'm doing that. But it's time when there's nothing scheduled. And so do you have enough time during your week or during your day that is open, that you allow yourself to think and be creative? For a lot of people watching this, you probably do. You probably have some moments in your calendar that are dedicated to at least having a shower. Hopefully you have showers on a regular basis, right? So you're coming up with ideas, right? So whatever that thing is that lets you come up with ideas, do more of it, right? If you get great ideas in the shower, maybe instead of a 5-minute shower, you take a 15-minute shower. Maybe you get some more ideas coming to you, right? You wanna spend more time doing the work that generates creativity for you. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is don't judge the ideas that come to you. This is where so many people fall down. You get an idea, and then you judge it, and you say, I can't do that, I'm not good enough, I don't have the money, I don't have the connections, I didn't go to school for that, I'm not tall enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, whatever. People like me don't do this thing. All these ideas why you can't win. You're telling yourself why you can't win before you've even started. Don't judge the idea. Trust that the idea came to you for a reason. So if I'm thinking about somebody in the shower, somebody that maybe I met yesterday or somebody that I haven't talked to in 3 years, why am I thinking about that person? I don't know. Boh. Italians have this expression, they go, boh, means I don't know. Boh. So I trust that idea came for a reason. That idea is flowing through me for a reason, and I gotta do something about it. And so whenever I'm thinking about somebody in the shower, the next thing is I get out of the shower and I'll email that person right away. And I'll always make it awkward and say, hey, I was thinking about you in the shower today, and then tell them what the story was. And it's never backfired on me. It's never backfired on me. Sometimes it leads to some great opportunity and sometimes it goes nowhere. But you get the idea, you do something. Get the idea, you do something. Stop judging the idea. Stop telling yourself why you can't do it. And then step number 3 is take immediate action and build momentum. Again, the biggest thing that you're just missing is momentum. You're a genius, you're an amazing entrepreneur, you've got tons of potential. Sarah Blakely had this idea to create Spanx and it made her a billionaire when everybody thought she was crazy, right? I'm sure you have ideas like that too. What's the difference between you and her? Momentum. She did more, she started. She took the no, she took the rejection, she took the fears, and she said, I'm gonna give it my shot. You need to build immediate momentum. As soon as you get that idea, whether it's in the shower, on the walk, on the drive, whatever it is, as soon as you get that, you're not allowed to leave that moment of courage, that moment of boldness, that moment of feeling unstoppable, that moment of like, I can do this. When you're feeling that moment, you're not allowed to leave it without having done something. Immediate action, every single time. And sometimes that leads to something great, and maybe the momentum falls off the next day, that's okay. But in the moment, you have to take immediate action. No more excuses. Stop letting yourself off the hook. Stop telling yourself that you suck and you can't do it, and go show yourself that you can.
I once heard a definition of health that made a lot of sense to me. Good health, it said, is having no fatigue, having a good appetite, going to sleep and awakening easily, having a good memory, having good humor, and having precision in thought and action, not being klutzy, being honest, humble, grateful, and loving. How healthy are you? I do not heal anyone. The work I do is to help people understand how their own mental patterns are constantly creating their own life experiences. All of them. The good experiences and the so-called bad experiences. And also how these same mental patterns are contributing to the ease and dis-ease in their bodies. We do not want to be ill, and yet we need every disease we have. It is the body's way of telling us that we have a false idea in consciousness. Our body is telling us we are on the wrong track and need to change the way we think. Every illness is a lesson for us to learn. Please do not just complain, I want to get rid of this condition. It will not create the healing you want, nor will you learn the lesson you need to learn. This is not a time for condemnation or for creating more guilt. We are just looking at what needs to be released. This is a time for healing, for making our lives and our bodies whole. I know you have within you all that you need to accomplish this. Once we begin to understand this process, we are able to take conscious control of the changes we wish to make in our lives. This is a very exciting process and becomes one of the most important adventures in our lives. I believe there is a center of wisdom within each one of us, and when we are ready to make positive changes in our lives, we attract whatever we need to help us. Something inside of you has shifted, and the healing process has already begun. You might even say that to yourself now. I have already begun the healing process. The body, like everything else in life, is a mirror of our inner thoughts and beliefs. The body is always talking to us if we will only take the time to listen. Every cell responds to every single thought you think and every word you speak. Continuous modes of thinking and speaking produce body behaviors and postures and eases or dis-eases. The person who has a permanently scowling face did not produce that by having joyous, loving thoughts. Older people's faces and bodies show so clearly a lifetime of inner dialogue. How will you look when you are elderly? You see, it is my belief that it is our birthright to be totally healthy and totally fulfilled in every area of our lives. Take a nice deep breath, and if possible, allow yourself to be in a comfortable position. Just let these ideas wash over you. Only those ideas that are right for you will be accepted by you. It doesn't matter whether you understand them all or not, or if they make sense to you right now. Your subconscious mind will hear and record whatever you need. I believe that all illness is self-created. Not that we say, I want to have this illness, but we create a mental atmosphere where this dis-ease can grow and flourish. Our internal mental dialogue reacts in every cell in the body. I heard a physician say recently, if the surgeon operates on a patient without doing something to help them change the cause of the disease, then all the doctor is doing is prolonging the life of the patient until the patient can create another dis-ease. You see, we need to do more than just treat the symptom. We need to eliminate the cause of the dis-ease. And for that, we need to go within ourselves where the process of illness began. It is my belief that we are each responsible for every experience in our lives, the best and the worst. We all create our experiences by the thoughts we think and the words we speak. The universe totally supports our internal dialogue. Our subconscious mind accepts as truth whatever we choose to believe. You can say it either way. They both mean that what I believe about myself and about life becomes true for me. What you choose to think about yourself and about life becomes true for you.
If you want to learn the Law of Attraction hack with Dr. Joe Dispenza, check the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
When I get my new car, I get my new house, I get my new relationship, then I'm going to feel so great. Well, then they're back to the program, waiting for it to happen.